you without proper construction of
drainages. And even if they are drainages, people block them up
with dirt.
So I'm going to be talking about your own angle now. What you can do to ensure that that doesn't get to you. Clear out your drainages so that there's a free flow of this water. What causes the flooding is blockage. It prevents the water from moving freely. So it starts to pile up in a particular place. It rises above the ground level and it starts to cause harm.
And several times you talk about it here where you say, I've heard you say something about people throwing their refuse inside the drainage as it's raining. They feel okay, it's flowing. So you don't even know where exactly this drainage or this erosion is taking this dirt to. It's definitely taking it from your own environment to go somewhere else and block those people's drainages and all of that. So all those things also can, accumulate to this blockage.
Yes. Now, moving on from that, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's NNPCL, yesterday cautioned Nigerians against panic buying of petrol. And they said it has, NNPC said it has about 1.5 billion liters of the product, which if spread at 50 million liters daily, would last the nation one full month. My question is, how do you tell people to not panic buy? And we're dealing with a situation where people are not buying at different rates. Some are buying at 650, 610. Some people are buying at 710. There's no price control anywhere. And then, it's scarce.
Definitely.
It's scarce. It's either the fuel stations are hoarding or NNPCL itself is hoarding.
I'm telling you, I was marveled at the resurfacing of this queue in Abuja. I didn't expect this to be back so soon.
All right.
But there we are.
Here we are. Let me give us one more story. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Yashau Ahmed, has said that 7 corps members across the country would benefit from the ongoing negotiation for a new minimum wage when it's completed. Now, he was speaking at the Ogun State NYC orientation camp in Shagamu on Saturday, July 6th. The DG also warned corps members to desist from posting unauthorized pictures of orientation camp activities on social media, saying that 3 corps members are already tried and found guilty and have been decamped. According to him, he said, let me also remind you of the camp rules that you're not allowed to post camp activities online or on social media. 3 of your colleagues elsewhere were found breaking these rules, posting camp activities on social media, and they have been decamped. And for the allowance, he says not to worry, as the upcoming negotiation between the the Nigerian Labour Congress and the federal government will somehow affect the payment.
Affect the payment negatively or positively?
Positively.
Now, I don't know, but I feel like in this one, let them settle down and finish with the civil servants.
Before making promises, right?
Making promises that we cannot keep up with.
Exactly.
Corporates are saving. Let them, stick to what is due to them, the allowance that is due to them, so that we face the civil servants and every other person under your custody, and that's add a whole lot to it that you cannot keep up.
Yes.
So that's
and the final story before we open up the phone lines. Now, I remember we talking about Multi-Choice Nigeria here on radio, where they were authorized to stop the increment of their subscription rate or their tariffs, what have you. Now, and they defiled that order. I think it was on the 1st May. They said the circular they put out there was on the 1st of May, the change in price will take effect. And then the House sat and said that should not happen, But still, on the 1st of May, it happened, the tariff change.
It's ongoing already.
And it's still on. So the Multi-Choice Nigeria has challenged, because this is in court. They were taken to court on what have you. So the Multi-Choice Nigeria has challenged the jurisdiction of the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal sitting in Abuja that was restraining it from increasing the prices of its DSTV and GoTV packages. Now, Multi-Choice lawyer Moyosore Onibango said he filed an application on April 30th challenging the jurisdiction of the tribunal to make the order it made on April 29th. That they had no power. It's not within their jurisdiction to say, whether or not that should be increased. But again, you're operating in our country. Are they not giving, is it an order of mandamus now? How is it called? There's supposed to be like an order of operation.
Definitely.
In every country, you're going to run a business there. They have order of operation.
Mm-hmm. So since when do you now start telling us what you want to do? Not we as a country telling you what you should do.
So it literally has to be agreed on. But anyways, these are the stories we have lined up for today. We'll just open up the phone lines ASAP so that you can bring in your contributions to the story. So let's hear you on
09073530044 or 09087668888. You can also send us a WhatsApp message or voice note to text message to 09097054450.
So let's hear you. What are your takes on the stories we have lined up for today? First, we're talking about the flood situation. We talked about the flood situation and the warning that was being put out there by NEMA saying if you are in a flood-prone communities, please look for a way to relocate before it gets worse.
Because we're just starting. The rainy season is just getting started. So this is definitely going to continue. We're getting to the next month, which is August, and August
rain.
You go out with rain, you come back with rain, and all of that. So there is need for all of these measures to be put in place. And talking about this flood, I don't want to talk much about it, but it's quite excruciating how people know that every rainy season, this is what we suffer right here in this environment, and nothing is done about it. So they just suffer and go through whatever predicament that this flood puts them in, and until that season passes by, they stay back and enjoy. It doesn't make sense.
But let's know what you guys think about that. Now, secondly, we talked about NNPC discouraging or dissuading Nigerians from panic buying, saying, we have few
but that will last. Panic buying that is causing the queue, Martha.
So they're thinking
panic buying.
Well, I don't know, or it's not available. That's why I said it's either the Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Speaker.
Dr. Olajide, good morning to you.
Hi, Dima. My regards to your colleague there, ma.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Dr. Olajide, calling from Wuse. Should go a step further.
Okay.
I will mention the area, especially the Ogoma and Trade Small area. They should enforce the power of government by forcibly removing these people. Because when it happens, the blame comes back to government. And life is so much precious. See that the most area you have are NNPC stations. The other majority stations that can accommodate Nigerians easily are not selling, are not having, and nobody can tell us why these stations are not selling. So NNPC should please step up their game. These excuses they are giving is not tenderable. It's not welcome. They should make sure what they have been doing before. Tanya, they attacked me in my regard to him to stay away from my matter.
Please go on.
My brother, my sister, we have no reason to say there's no corruption in Nigeria. We have no reason talking about a flood. Not during Gaddafi, a group of us were sent to Libya for training. And then most of our training concerned this bush and forest and anything else according to my operation. Do you know what Gaddafi do? Gaddafi channel all the place where Orisha is supposed to do to river, and then he fight. You see something like Abuja here. If the upper side where there's Orisha, they have to channel it to river, and then that river they will forward it to another state. And another state will forward it to another state where there's no water. And then they will channel it. Let's say this dam from Cameroon, where you used to cause embarrassment to Nigeria. In Benue there, they can keep pipe from that place to Cross River State. Channel the water to Cross River State, where there's no water there. They can channel it by big irrigation. Water, rainwater will chill before they chill. There's no water there. You have to put pipe and channel water to that place. And then most of it, Gaddafi channel to irrigation farm. So the money they are giving to ecological fund, nobody is using it. No channel the water. The area where there's no water, you see the flood will stop in Nigeria. And then talk about of NNPC. The NNPC is just the talk. I have said it, but the defender of this government, they always on me. Hence, they now dissolve NNPC. We can never have steady petrol in Nigeria, they can kill every night. NNPC, they have monitor. They have monitor units. Those monitor units, they know fit to go around filling station. Those is where they hold the petrol. Those is where increase money for petrol by all means. I don't know. They don't have monitor team. Let them go around filling station now. Not to see now. They say we have petrol. Other Buhari with trillions of naira unaccounted subsidy, allegations that has not yet been, be accounted for. Now the president, for whatever reason, reappointed him, and now NNPC is in a greater mess than it was a year ago when the same man was in charge. Nothing, absolutely nothing has changed. When your international supplier over $60 billion US, and every time they're now coming, you want to molekodu and masturbate our ignorance. This is purely failure of leadership from Melekiari. If you mean, what basis was Melekiari reappointed? On what basis? He has no business. He has failed woefully.
The first time. Well,
there shouldn't be any reason why he should be reappointed.
That appointment was by the president, right? Because he's the minister of petroleum. So
yes, and I've been asking the question of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on what basis was Melekiari reappointed? He was an abysmal failure with trillions of naira of subsidy that could not be accounted for. And I was expecting that now you should have removed him and set up, a panel of inquiry for a holistic probe, of the NLPCL accounts. I mean, I don't know what to say, but this is on the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 100%, because he was the one that reappointed Melekiari, and they should stop. They should stop gaslighting us. It is their problem, and they know the solution. Melekiari has no business being the NLPC MD just now. He should be removed, and he should have some shame to resign if he can no longer provide solutions. What is it?
Thank you so much, Alamin. Thank you for that contribution right there. And I like the fact that he pointed that out unapologetically. It's from... This has nothing absolutely to do with, the citizens. It's from the government and the NNPCL. Because, again, we're talking about track records here. We're into offices because of their ability to defend their stay in that office. And how can they defend it? By working, doing the job that they're being put there for. But if in a period of 3 months we've had we've had 3 times queues resurface consecutive times. This is just 2 weeks ago. Is this we had that situation about maybe 1 month ago or so, just not to exaggerate, and we keep dealing with this time and again. Then we come out there, the NNPCL is saying something else, Melekiari is saying something else. Everybody, petroleum marketers, everyone is saying something different. So we are just left in between to just wonder what exactly is going on.
Again, just like your caller said, our caller rather said, number one, if the government really want to tackle this issue, I'm just saying, I think the price control we used to have in the past, they have to reopen that.
Look, I don't think that
now,
the issue
there are
here...
filling stations that have fuel, but are not selling. Some have fuel, are selling for a particular amount. So if you're buying for 1,000, for instance, in this area, another person is buying for like 700 or less than 1,000 in another area, still in FCT or any other parts of the states that you find yourself in the country. So definitely, if they can, begin to visit each of those filling stations in all the states in Nigeria, including FCT, they will be able to control the price rates and know where you have fuel. Some have fuel. They will sell for a few numbers of cars and close their gates.
See, I don't think...
Unnecessary panic.
I don't think the major problem here now is the price control. First, let us even see
the product.
Let's even have the product.
Okay.
Let it even be available. Because it baffles my imagination that there's no fuel in fuel stations. But the black markets will always have.
Yes.
So I keep trying to understand why, how do they get it?
Definitely.
How do they get it? The black market sellers, those people, how do they always have fuel? it's not possible that at the time of scarcity you'd not see those guys. It feels like, okay, let's collapse the market so that these black market guys can now have, something, and then the market goes and then we're back again.
Yes, now, and also these black marketers too, they might also have leaders and have someone behind.
That's the point.
To make extra
why
money.
are they always? Why do they always have fuel? But there's no fuel in the fuel station.
And a lot of them also have the adulterated fuel that can be dangerous to your car and all of that.
It's a lot, and it's just like a web. It's not a one person's blame.
That's true.
Everyone has something, some role or some contribution to the situation. But let's take this call. This one says, good morning, Martha and Holy Ray. This is James from Soleja. Hi. Every time Nigerians begin to groan over scarcity and queues, we all know this is a lie, and an embarrassing one at that. This was the very same statement they issued on the 8th of May during the last scarcity. Are they calling Nigerians stupid for queuing for hours and paying over and beyond for petrol? The exact same scenario is what is playing out here again. They haven't been able to bring in enough product simply because they have accumulated debt to the tune of $6 billion with their suppliers, which is one of the reasons they are going to take another loan. Marketers cannot import because the NNPC stall subsidizes the product despite claiming otherwise. If not for the fact that Nigerians are docile, we won't have these people insult our sensibilities time and again. There isn't enough product on ground because they are yet to get any shipment in. Until they stop lying to themselves and Nigerians, then we will continue to face more of the same. Now, this article that he did point out there, the report says it was by Reuters. It indicated that some traders were already pulling out of PMS supply to NNPCL over a debt of $6 billion.
Over a debt of $6 billion. And of course, the development, according to the report, has drastically reduced the level of PMS coming.
James says, I hope we all remember the president is the Minister of Petroleum.
And of course, he said this is the same petrol station Al-Amin claims he bought from after Banex. I got fuel after spending over 45 minutes. People are buying black market because they cannot spend hours on the queues. So if anyone says he bought 1,000, will it be an exaggeration? Definitely, it seems the station has gone off air. Or is my reception? No, it should be a reception. We're on air, bro.
Oh, wow.
We're here.
So let's go on a very short break.
Yes, we also have.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
We play those songs.
The good tunes just don't stop.
The good tunes